Hey everybody and welcome to the podcast. This is a bonus episode where me and Brewski just kind of catch up together. And this is just part one of us catching up. It was a 4-hour recording session, so I split it up and removed some stuff. Our next main episode with a main topic will be coming soon. If you would like to support the podcast to upgrade our equipment and software for editing, please go ahead and check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. And check us out on social media. And with that, enjoy. Well, I was thinking that we could do, now that we can record gameplay, we can do like a random game, or we can pick like some of the worst games, and then we can both have a turn playing it and seeing how garbage town it is, or whatever. Or playing games together like we were Diddy Kong. I wish we recorded that whole session. That's why I bought this, because I'm mad we didn't record the whole session.
Dude, I wish we did too. That was
fun.
Surprisingly fun. I mean, and I say that as somebody that really likes Diddy Kong Racing.
And it'll look better now because I already put it on the emulation computer here, and that's the only way I can record it anyway because it's HD. HDMI is my capture card, so. But we can use any controllers you want, PS4, PS5, that Switch one, what any USB controller we can use on it.
Oh, that's nice.
So whatever's comfortable in your hands, we can use.
Oh, that's fantastic, yeah. Well, you know, speaking of Diddy Kong Racing, I can't believe I forgot about that song, but that...
Dude, that song is so good.
I cannot tell you how many times. You know, from what was it, the lava volcano or whatever it was called?
Yeah, it's a lava level.
Yeah, that song has got stuck in my head countless times.
I added it to my my video game music playlist.
I think that's just like a prime example of how big of a difference a good soundtrack, you know, makes for a game. Because, I mean, that game would have been fun even if you were playing in silence. But like adding, you know, songs like that,
right?
It cranks up to 11, man.
Well, with this capture card, we can play almost anything from any game system ever with this emulation PC, and then we can play new stuff. You can put this. I can bring the Switch up here, plug it right in. A PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever I want to plug in, I can just plug it right into it.
Okay, so what you're basically telling me here is the possibilities are endless.
Literally, anything you want to come over and play one day, we can play. Maybe you heard about a really bad game, and you're like, you know, it'd be funny if we recorded a thing and threw it on YouTube of us playing this stupid game or whatever.
Well, you know, it almost makes me want to play Superman 64, but I'm not ready to punish myself at that level just yet.
Or using like a randomizer for a game for like one console, and then just click and then pick that game, and we just play that game for however long you've got to play, whether it sucks or not.
Dude, you know what I think would be kind of fun to play is Claymates from the SNES.
Claymates, yeah.
Did you ever play that?
I played it once back on when I had the Super Nintendo Classic. I think I hacked it on there.
You know, that got brought up somewhere the other day, and I was like, dude, like I actually had a lot of fun playing that when I was a kid. And I don't feel like my memories serve well enough to tell you if it's a hard game or an easy game. I can tell you I had a lot of fun playing it. And at least on the NES back when I was a kid, I thought the graphics were fantastic.
Dude, there's a lot of... I've been scrolling through a lot of stuff that I have on this emulation PC, and I'm like, there's so much stuff I'm interested on clicking, but then I'm like, do I really want to spend my time doing that right now? I figure maybe we can just throw it on an episode. And with retro achievements, it's cool because retro achievements will come up on the screen whenever we get one.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
So if we're playing stuff, because I basically made the account, it's 2 Gamers 1 Podcast on retro achievements. So if we play anything that has achievements on it, we can still get some of them.
Nice. Okay, so it sounds like to me
we played a bad game. We played some of it.
something to show for it, man. And you know, I think that if we're recording it, I think that's totally worth it, you know, and if we're getting achievements, as you know, I'm a big achievements or trophies kind of guy.
Retro achievements goes hard. Some of their achievements are way harder than anything on any of the consoles.
Yeah, well, you know, okay, just real quick, this takes me back to like when we were talking about Silent Hill 2.
I love that game.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. Listen, I enjoyed it, and...
Easily my top 10, I think.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things I really appreciate about it, which I think every game should be this way, I don't know what the purpose is of adding these balls to walls, you know, trophies that are just ridiculous. But I felt like when I played Silent Hill 2, like it was a fun game, and as I was playing it, as you know, because I always have to get the platinum, I can't not do it, and so I appreciated not making it ridiculously difficult. I mean, you know, I had to play
So why
through.
am I gonna be able to borrow Ghost of Yotei after you buy it 2 years from now when you get the platinum?
Depends on how hard the platinum is, man.
Jesus.
I haven't looked up how difficult the platinum trophy is for that, but if it's anything like Ghost of Tsushima, it'll probably because I think with Ghost, like it was like it wasn't. I don't think it's hard to get the platinum. I think you just have to like basically explore the whole island and basically do
You
everything.
gotta literally do and get everything.
So it's really if it's like that, if I remember correctly, I think it's basically just time consuming. Not necessarily hard, but time consuming. But yeah, no, I like that to me. Silent Hill 2 is like a perfect example of what a platinum trophy should be like.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like it makes
get
you
all
do.
the things, collect all
Yeah,
the things.
I see like I don't know, like 5 endings or whatever it was.
All the endings, beating all the difficulties, and I think that's really it. I don't think there was any like, oh no, there might have been, beat the game in X amount of time, but you just put the whole thing on easy and you just blast through it after you've replayed it a bunch.
Yeah, generally speaking, that
And then you get the quickest ending. Whatever the quick, I think the dog ending is the quickest ending.
no, generally speaking, trophies require you to beat it on, within a time frame. Like I hate those more than almost anything else because even
I don't mind them if it's not a one that says on X difficulty. If you can put it on the easiest difficulty and you just ran through it and you memorized the game,
yeah.
I don't care. It's butter.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I would agree with you. The thing is with tying it to a difficulty that makes it frustrating is I don't mind having to beat a game on like ultra hard mode. Okay, I mean, to me, I'm like, all right, I prefer it when they don't make you do that, but when they do, it's like, all right, I guess that's kind of reasonable. Once you show you really got this game down, you can, handle anything, the worst the game has to throw at you, right?
It varies depending on the game. Like Silent Hill 2 was fine,
Yeah.
but I also replayed the story like 5 times.
Yeah, but because like things like I don't mind like if it's hard, but like it gives me the flexibility to take my time doing it. I hate it when it's like, oh, you have to, play it on the hardest difficulty and not screw around. Like to me, that's not really fun. But if you do it like the way Silent Hill 2 did it, where it's like, okay, you have to beat it fast, but do it on easy, which I don't remember for sure, but that's probably how I did it.
I mean, that's how Resident Evils are too. You can usually just pop it on easy and run through it really quick.
Resident Evil trophies are among the hardest I've ever done.
It depends on the game though.
Well,
RE2?
the remake incredibly difficult. That's
Really?
I'm not joking. Like, by the way, getting the platinum for Resident Evil 2 is way more difficult than getting it for Resident Evil 3. Actually, the Resident Evil 3 platinum.
Still haven't played Resident Evil 3.
Dude, listen, I could talk all day about Resident Evil 3, but I will just suffice to say that while Resident Evil 3, the remake, is in many ways a big letdown because it cut so much content from the original Resident Evil 3.
It's still a good game though.
Yeah, dude, I love it. It is still a good game. Like, I know it's a massive contradiction. Like, it cut stuff out, so I'm disappointed. But at the same time, I would be lying if I didn't say I loved Resident Evil 3.
Dude, one of the things I hope that people take away from our podcast, the longer we record, is that we're not the people who like just shit on a game for being remade or
No, not at all.
things being removed. We can still, not that we can always find something to like, but usually if it's pretty well made, I can still enjoy it. Like the original is still there. I can still go back and play Silent Hill 2. That's what I did. I fucking loved it, and I loved the remake just as much. They're both amazing games.
Yeah. No, yeah, I wasn't even thinking of it that way as I was describing Resident Evil 3, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because tons of people probably hate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because of all the cut content, immediately half the internet's going to be pissed off about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, but, speaking of being able to play the original, like, one of my, biggest complaints about that was, like, well, why can't we play the original on the PS5? Well, guess what? They just remedied that.
They put it on the classics?
Yep, you can download for free, by the way. Like, I downloaded all of the classic...
I don't know if it's for free. If you have PlayStation Plus.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I can't remember if you have to have PlayStation Plus or not. Maybe you're right, but all I know is that they showed up on there, and I was like, oh my gosh! So yeah, I downloaded. I forget. I think maybe Code Veronica wasn't one of the free ones. I think I still have to pay for.
I think it's because it's PS2. I think PS2 is a separate tier. If you pay more a month, you get PS2 games.
Oh yeah, okay. So I got Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess maybe just those 3, yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
I think those are the only ones on PlayStation 1, because then like Outbreak, Veronica 4, those are on PS2.
Okay, yeah, it's so easy to go down rabbit holes here, but I do want to say that since we're talking about this, dude, I really want to see the Resident Evil Outbreak games remade because first of all, they're actually pretty good games. The problem is they are super hard.
Is Outbreak the multiplayer one?
Yes,
Yeah.
I actually like those games, but they are so hard.
I tried playing it on my PS2 because I remember I had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting, but I think what I wanted at the time was just to play a Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I think if I put it on the emulator here, and if there's a server for it, I can probably still play it online.
Dude, that would be sweet.
Because I can play PS2 games online.
Really?
Yeah, I set it up actually today to make sure that I could, because I wanted to play Mortal Kombat online.
So I'm so glad that you're such a tech genius here because you know all this kind of stuff, you know how to set it up.
Well, once I upgrade, because I want to upgrade this computer so I can play original Xbox games, because I could fix my original Xbox. It's just a belt. It's like $6 and it comes in a 4-pack. But I want to be able to use retro achievements and I want to be able to capture video. So I want a better computer so I can play Xbox games again. I want to play Halo 2. I love Halo 2.
That'd be a fun one to play.
And the Master Chief's Collection just doesn't do it justice.
Why is that?
It's smushed together. So like graphically it does. It's amazing. But because the Master Chief Collection is so many games, they mush it all together in the multiplayer, and the multiplayer of Halo 2 was my favorite part of Halo 2. So it's not the same. It's just the maps.
Okay, so it's not specifically the multiplayer from 2. It is just
It's all of the maps.
giant multiplayer with some of 2 like mixed in.
Yeah, it's got all of 1, 2, 3's maps and stuff. It's got the newer Halo gameplay.
Oh, okay, so you'd prefer to be able to, like, to filter out just...
And I would like the gameplay to be the same, because then there's newer mechanics and stuff. Not that I hate them, because I do like the newer Halo stuff, but Halo 2 is just... and 3 are both, like, prime Halo games. But graphically, they're great. But I want stuff like that, like other Xbox games I might not have been able to play as a kid, or games I used to play as a kid. Would be nice for me to show you some weird shit my parents had when I was a kid.
Dude, you know what I think would be kind of fun is to play through Super Mario 3 as an adult, because I haven't played that probably since I was a kid.
So the best way that I like to play Mario 3 is
you said that was like, did I say Halo 3 or Mario 3?
No, Mario 3. The best way I like to play through it is the Mario Advance series on the Game Boy.
Oh, those are improvements.
Absolutely, because they have like modern saves. The graphics are a little better. I have that on here, and it does support retro achievement.
Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. You know, I forgot. Like, because I did play that on my Game Boy Advance.
That's how I beat Mario 3. It's the only way I've ever beat a Mario game, I think. Like an old Mario game, not like a Sunshine or something, but like an older one.
Yeah, no, those Mario Advance versions of the games were all really good, if I remember right.
Yeah, Game Boy surprisingly crushed it. I mean, it was a handheld Super Nintendo.
I love Game Boy Advance. If they could have put Mario RPG on there, like, it would have been perfect.
I have rebuilt and sold and like completely saved I don't know how many Game Boy Advances in my life. I still have 2 more upstairs that I'm in the process of. If I ever have the money or if anybody I know needs one, I'm just going to rebuild it and then sell it to them.
You know, I've got, speaking of, looking at your Pikachu N64 right here, I have a Pikachu Game Boy Advance.
Nuh-uh. That's like a $200 Game Boy Advance.
Really?
Yeah. You need to like not let your kids touch that. If anything, you need to buy one of those display cases that you can slot it into. They sell them. Yeah, because they're worth a lot of money.
I don't remember where I got it, but I'm sure I didn't pay top dollar for it.
No, you probably got it back in the day. Maybe at sale at a Kmart or something.
But no, but it's cool. Like I like the look of it.
Oh yeah, it's a sweet Game Boy. I've seen it before. It's expensive though. Yeah, a lot of the special edition Game Boys are all pretty expensive. There's this one with this like crappy tribal design on the top of it. It's also kind of expensive, even though it looks stupid.
What kind of design?
It's like a big black tribal design on it.
Oh, Triforce.
And it's silver.
At first I thought you mispronounced Triforce.
No, it's not. It's not like top dollar expensive like some of the other ones, but it's more expensive than a regular one.
Yeah, then I do have a 3DS that's Zelda themed. It's it's gold with Triforce or something on it.
Yep, that one's worth a little more too. I have one of those in the attic. It's my brother Jordan's. I tried to fix it for him, and then there's all of these little tiny ribbons that have to go through a little hinge. And as I was pulling the ribbon of the new screen, the ribbon tore. So it's still sitting in its box upstairs until he buys a new screen, which I feel bad about. But he bought something else anyway, and he hasn't even thought about it. But he knows I have it.
As Yoda in Return of the Jedi would say, unexpected.
So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Silent Hill F, basically.
BFF or just F?
Just F. It's really good. I don't care about the haters. It's not a perfect Silent Hill game, but it's a pretty good game. And I think the achievements are going to be harder than, or trophies, sorry, are going to be harder than Silent Hill 2, as I was looking at more of them.
Well, I have several questions for you about Silent Hill. Since you mentioned trophies, as you know, I cannot resist trophies. But what do you think is going to make this harder than Silent Hill 2's? Because again, like I told you, Silent Hill 2's trophy list, I feel like the way they did was almost perfect.
You're going to want to do a lot of, like, actually reading through the trophy list before doing things. Because there are a lot of them that are missable. But a lot of them seem like they'll have a save point nearby. So if you fuck it up, and you know you fucked it up, you can probably just reload your save and then do some other bullshit and then try to get it again. I think some of them I'll just turn it on easy combat and just blast through if I really want to get more of them. But I don't know if I'm going to platinum it. I got screwed on Silent Hill 2 right at the end, so I'm missing one trophy because I missed one tiny collectible in my last playthrough.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Well, can you give me some examples of what you're talking about with the trophies on Silent Hill F? You're like, oh, well, you might be able to save the forum. Like,
there's
like you have to do like a perfect boss fight or something.
No, it's not like, at least I don't remember there being any boss fight ones, but I know there's one definitely where you have to run through an area where it's attacking your sanity. So sometimes your character stops and can't move for a second, and you have to run through that area without getting hit once. And there's a bunch of enemies, and every time I get hit exactly once. So it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, I really don't like trophies like that. To me, like I like more trophies. It's like, okay, you get through it. You know, okay, great.
I think if I upgrade all of my stamina and all of my sanity, it'll probably be easy, and all that carries over on your new game pluses. So if I just keep up, if I get it maxed out, because there's trophies for maxing out all that stuff too, I'll probably just be able to like run and dodge through the whole thing. It'll be fine.
Okay, so your character has stats you can level up in this game. So Silent Hill 2 didn't have that.
Yeah, you can level up your health. So you can get hurt kind of technically two ways. You have health and you have sanity, and some enemies attack your sanity. If your sanity drops down, I don't actually know what happens. I think you just stop moving completely, and then they can just hit you.
Okay.
I usually just use, you get a decent amount of items, at least on easy. So I just use something and then it brings my sanity back up. But it's also a gameplay mechanic because you can use this like focus system that I haven't mastered yet at all. I haven't mastered the combat in this game at all. But there's a way that you can like focus, and when you're in focus it uses some of your sanity, but if you get hit while in focus, it hurts your sanity. But the attack you use while in focus will be stronger than an attack when you're not in focus, supposedly. Or you can just dodge around and smack them with strong attacks and figure out patterns.
Well, so I'm curious, what item or consumable or whatever, what is that item that will restore your sanity in this game?
There's several that heal health and sanity and stamina. So there's like, I don't know, there's like the red pill is the main thing, but I think that's story important. And that heals health and stamina a little bit. Then there's bandages, which heal health a lot. First aid kits, which maxes your health. There's this, I don't know if you've seen the Japanese soda pops that are in the glass with the ball and you gotta smack the ball down. That heals your sanity. Divine water heals your sanity. There's this tea, I think, that does something for a bunch of your stats. There's this like food that heals all your health. And there's a couple stamina things too, like candies and chocolate and stuff like that. But you can sell some of these items to get points in order to buy upgrades for your character.
Okay, so this is like kind of like an RPG in a way. Then, like, you have stats you can level up, and
yeah, it's not as deep or as complicated as I would say an RPG would be. I wouldn't say it's RPGified, but there's you have to find these. They're like wooden. I forget what they're called. They're shaped kind of like this, and they have a painting on them. They're birds for this game, and you use that and points to get upgrades. You can upgrade your health, stamina, sanity, and then you can upgrade how many of these little talismans you can hold. I know talisman isn't the word for them, I just forget what they're called, but they're like little talismans that you hold, and the talismans give you effects. So those are the most expensive things to get, is upgrading to hold more of those effects at once, because they're pretty powerful, some of them. And you can also use those points to get random talismans, and all this happens at a save point. So you do it all only at a save point. And then you've got weapons in the regular world that do take damage, but usually you can find enough repair kits. If you're looking around like a real gamer is supposed to be, you're looking around for items, you should be able to find them, weapons and repair kits, pretty often. And usually I've noticed that if I'm on my very last weapon and it's like almost broken, the next thing I kill or the next corner I turn, there's going to be something for me to pick up. It'll probably be a steel pipe, because that's the main weapon in all of the Silent Hill games, but there's baseball bats, there's a sickle, it's called a kitchen knife. It looks more like a fancy Japanese cutting knife. This game takes place in the 70s or 60s, so that was probably a actual kitchen knife back then. I think that's all I've found. There's a New Game Plus quest for some kind of sword that I'm working on right now. And then in the like divine, like god realm, where you're with the fox guy, you get 2 weapons in there. One is a ceremonial dagger, and that's unbreakable, and the other one is like a pike, like a big spear, ceremonial one, that's also unbreakable. And then there's something else that happens, and then you lose both of those and you have a permanent weapon on your body. But that's kind of where the controversy comes in with how this is a Silent Hill game or not.
My next question is...
Yeah, what do you actually want to know? Because I don't want to spoil things that you may want to hold on to.
Yeah, well, okay, so this is just what I'm kind of curious about, because with Silent Hill 2, when I played through that, it's pretty obvious why it was called Silent Hill.
Because it's in Silent Hill?
Yeah. But you made the comment that this doesn't really feel like a Silent Hill game, or that was at least maybe what other people complained about.
A lot of people are saying that. I think in part it does.
Well, so does this not take place in Silent Hill? Like, why?
No, it takes place in 1960s Japan.
Yeah, so how does this tie into Silent Hill? Because Silent Hill's a physical place.
It doesn't.
At least, like, it's, you know,
doesn't at all. Even the first Silent Hill game is all about this cult that summons basically what ruined Silent Hill. But it's not the only Silent Hill game to not take place in Silent Hill. Technically, we don't know where PT took place. And Silent Hill 4, while I've heard that somebody from Silent Hill lived in that apartment room, that apartment does not take place in Silent Hill. So this isn't the first game to not be in Silent Hill. And I know the creators are saying that every Silent Hill game should be totally different. So I don't know.
Like a Final Fantasy game?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, but we'll see.
Well, I would think you have to have something kind of connecting them. I mean, like with Final Fantasy, you don't really have anything connecting most of them, but with Silent Hill, I mean, that's named after a fictional place, but still a physical place that in that world exists. So it seems kind of odd to, name it Silent Hill than have...
Yeah, some people are saying that Konami just wanted to make a horror game, and then some people are saying it's not even a horror game because of the thing that happens to you later that makes you kind of a badass, at least in the other realm, the divine realm.
Well, so in your opinion, is there any justification for calling it Silent Hill, or is it just like in a way, like a cash grab by Konami to cash in on the name?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a name cash grab, but the quality of the game is not a cash grab. It is a good game.
It is a good game.
It's a very good game. I don't know if it's totally a Silent Hill game, and I don't want to be among the people who hate Silent Hill the most are its biggest fans, which is annoying.
That's what I hear on the street, yeah.
But they maybe shouldn't have made it a Silent Hill game. But also, if you've seen Konami's recent track record, they really haven't made any games, so they had to cash in on something eventually.
Well, they did just release, I think it's out right now, right? Metal Gear Solid Delta 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Snake Eater.
I feel bad for Kojima in this scenario. But speaking of Kojima, he's the one who made PT, which was the sweet playable teaser for a Silent Hill game that never got made. He just unveiled his new horror game, and I'm very excited, and I want to buy it immediately.
Do you know what it's called yet?
I might look real quick. I don't remember if they released the name or not. Kojima.
Well, speaking of rumors, there's a rumor there's new AAA Castlevania game.
It's called Product OD, so I don't know if that's the name or if it's a code name.
Product OD. It's not a bad name, actually, if they went that route.
Depends on what the game's about, I guess.
Yeah, maybe it sounds good to me. And just hearing the name like makes me think of something kind of gritty and dark, you know?
I mean, Kojima is a genius. He'll make a good game. It'll be weird, probably. Very weird.
Was he the one that did Death Stranding, or?
Yes, Death Stranding it's good as well. It's a little slow though.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I
It's
haven't played through
very
them,
slow.
but
Like the beginning of the game, people will call it the Amazon package delivery simulator. And then the rest of the game is when it gets into more like crazy shit. And then I guess the second game is supposed to be awesome. I just haven't bought it yet.
yeah, I've seen it on the PlayStation Store, but yeah, I haven't played either one of them.
They're long, like really long. You're putting a lot of hours into.
Talking like 1,000 hours? Are we talking like 100 hours?
Probably like I don't know, probably like 100 hours or so. Like a lot for a game.
I mean, 100 hours is a lot. I mean, that's like, you know, deep RPG.
I haven't even beat it. I think I put so many hours into doing stuff that I just forgot to beat the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd kind of like to check it out one of these days, but it's probably not like one of the top of my list kind of games. Of course, you know me.
No, because you're going to be looking for trophies, so good luck. You're looking at a lot more hours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is kind of something I factor in when I'm choosing a new game, because, I mean, my backlog list is still so huge of things I want to play through. So if I'm like, all right, I'm kind of torn between these 2 or 3 games, like I start comparing.
Yeah, it hurts you more than it helps. You play a lot less games than you should. There's so many, like, absolute greatest games of all time you haven't even looked at yet.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I bought you some.
They're on my to-do list, trust me. I'm trying to get
sure
to them.
they will
but,
be. They're on your to-do list for the next decade.
Okay, so you used to beat Silent Hill F.
Yes, I beat it once, and I'm working on my next playthrough.
Alright, so before I talk about what I just beat, what rough percentage of the trophy list did you get by just kind of playing through without trying?
On accident, maybe 10 or 20% of it.
Oh, that's it?
I mean, the game was only 9 hours, so it's not very long. You could beat it in a work shift. It's not very long.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's pretty
9
short. Yeah.
hours, yeah. I mean, you could literally, if you dedicated one day to just not moving, you beat the game.
You could totally do it, yeah. Well, okay, so I know you accidentally played through on easy, but so I know that you're...
Yes, I accidentally played it on easy, like, it's called story for combat, and then I played through on hard puzzle, and now I'm playing through on hard combat, which would be quote-unquote normal, and lost in the fog puzzles, which is the hardest difficulty.
Oh, wow. So, if someone was to ask you, okay, how hard is Silent Hill F? Like, I know, like, the length is not that bad, so how about, like, just the actual gameplay and the fighting and all that? And I know a lot of people have talked about the fighting not being very...
I'm bad at the fighting, I'll be honest. I don't think I'm very good at the way it controls, and I don't think you're supposed to be. I think it's intentionally done that way to make it feel more tense and scary, but it's kind of just aggravating. I'm kind of pissed off right now. I have basically no health, and I have no health items, and I don't know what to do to solve that right now.
Well, maybe the next time you go around a corner, kill an enemy, they'll drop something like you were talking about.
I gotta be lucky enough to... Well, I mean, the enemies don't usually drop anything, but there might be something nearby, or they might be guarding something. But that's the biggest problem, is I have to kill the enemy while only having, like... And in hard, all they really do is they hurt you more. So I'm taking a lot more damage. So if they hit me once, I die with how much little health I have right now. The puzzles, some of them can feel like you're beating your head against the wall and not knowing what the hell you're supposed to do at all. So what I would do is, instead of like reading an actual answer part of a guide, I would read the part before it where it kind of gave you a clue on how to think about it, and then I would solve it.
Oh, okay, trying to avoid cheating. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to like, I mean, sometimes I get so pissed off that maybe I'd want to, but I look at the clue first for how the game guide words it before they get to the answer, and then I'm like, oh, fucking, okay, that makes sense. But some of them are ridiculous. Like, the last puzzle in the game is dumb. There's all these different holes on this painting, and you only have 3 of these tiles, and you have to put the right tile on the right spot, and there's a bunch of holes all over it. I thought that I was doing it correct, and every time I put it in, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to just swap these 2 around. And that's not right. So then I was like, well, maybe I take another guess at this other one. But the game doesn't give you any indication that even a piece of the puzzle is right. It's whole puzzle or nothing. So I had to, the last one I had to look up, because I thought that, I think the clue was like, looking, all of the other foxes are following him. I thought it was the guy inside of the, like, carrying thing in old Japan, like the guy who's, like, in charge. And it was a different dude in the front. But he doesn't really look like anyone's following him, because there's multiple people in the front. So I don't really understand. The scarecrow puzzles are kind of a pain in the ass, too. Those ones I looked up some of the answers for. Because some of the clues in-game don't... I don't know if it's a translation thing, but they don't they don't line up with the person you think to pick, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, so I'll tell you one thing that Silent Hill 2, the remake, did that I really liked personally was the dodge mechanic. I felt like, I mean, because really, I mean, it just, you could dodge anything in that game. Like, I don't think there was a single thing that ever came at me that I couldn't dodge if I wanted to.
F has dodging, but it's linked to your stamina, which is why people are calling it a Souls-like. Because you dodge, you wait, you watch patterns, you hit counters. They're calling it a Souls-like. And I've played Souls-like games, and I hate them. So I don't think it's a Souls-like in my opinion, because I played it and I like it. I mean, the combat's probably my least favorite part of the game, but...
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of complaints about the fighting. But, you know, I mean...
You're a teenage girl in 1960. I mean, while she is known as, in-game, her backstory is athletic, and she's more of a tomboy, it doesn't mean a 16-year-old girl knows how to fight monsters. Like, of course you're gonna be weird and it's gonna be awkward.
Well, you know, this sort of thing kind of goes back to you know, something I've talked about before with, like, you know, how realistic, like I think in some ways, like, making a game realistic, like, let's say maybe graphics can be awesome, like, oh, it looks beautiful. But there are other ways, I think, that if you make it, I put in quotes, realistic, that it's maybe something that makes the game less enjoyable. Like, you know, I mean, you play this game, I haven't. I'm just, you know, spitballing here. But, you know, I feel sometimes like with a game, like, to me, I would rather have a game where the combat feels smooth and satisfying versus saying, oh, well, it feels clunky and annoying, but that's realistic, you know?
Yeah, this is clunky and annoying, and she's kind of slow. You gotta read timing, read your enemy's movements. There's only a couple enemies in the game. Another complaint I have is that they reuse a lot of enemies. They just make them stronger.
Mm-hmm.
There's four enemies, and they're all varying versions of themselves. There's like this like doll chick. That's the main enemy. There's this like ground guy who crawls around and can lunge at you. There's this head. It's like a bunch of heads glued together in the form of a body with legs.
Right.
It like screams and attacks and throws up. And then there's the lady. It's like a big lady with all these like big bumpy things all over her, and she spits out eggs of the other enemies. That's all the enemies in the game.
Wait, it spits out eggs at the other enemies, like not at you?
Yeah, of them. Like she spits out an egg and then it explodes into another enemy, and you have to fight them and her at the same time.
Oh, brutal.
The bosses, at least the ones I fought so far, because there's more bosses throughout New Game Plus from what I've read.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay. Oh, there's also this really big guy. So there's kind of 5, but you only encounter him like twice or 3 times. But there's this really big. It's like a massive, just I don't know, like flesh and stuff with a big mouth that can scream at you and has the pyramid head blade thing that it hits at you and a tentacle arm. They're kind of like it's kind of like a mini boss, just like the lady who spits out the eggs. They're kind of like mini bosses, but the further in towards the end of the game you get, the more often they start showing up repeatedly.
Oh, okay. So as a whole here, like, how satisfied would you say you are with the game? Because I know you're really excited going into it, you know, playing it for the first time.
Some of these outlets are calling it a 9 or a 10, and I think that's too much. I like the game. I don't think it's like the greatest game ever or anything. It's like a solid 6 or a 7. It's a pretty good game. I like playing it. Graphically, it's beautiful. Sound design is great. The contrast of like the pretty red flowers that spew out of people and all over the ground and stuff throughout the game with the gray of the fog is beautiful. The game is just beautiful. And the sound design's great. The music is great. It's more backgroundy, kind of how it is in the other Silent Hill games, but it adds to the experience. The combat sucks, and the enemy reuse repeatedly kind of sucks. The story is very confusing. I'm still trying to piece it together. I think I know what's going on, but I've only seen one ending, and you know, if you've only seen one ending in Silent Hill, you have no idea what's happening yet.
I'm curious if this game has an equivalent to the dog ending.
I'm not sure yet. I think it has some alien ending, because I've encountered multiple alien posters, and it always shows a little something that happens. So I think there might be an alien ending.
Getting the alien ending in Silent Hill 2 is one of the harder ones I remember, because
you had to get very specific items. I mean, I think the very first thing is right in the bathroom at the beginning of the game. Yeah. You have to immediately walk in there instead of going to Silent Hill.
Well, you have to find specific items, but then you also have to... Also, you had to like pull out a gem or something and listen to it or look at it like
In
while
specific
there was
locations.
while you heard like those alien noises in specific locations. So you had to really do it flawlessly.
Dog ending was way easier. You just find 2 pieces of the key.
Yeah, because all you have to do is just open that door to get to him, right?
Yeah, right at the end,
Yeah.
right in the hotel. Yeah, as long as you found both pieces of the key, put it together and open the door.
Yeah, yeah. And then he freaks out. He's like, no, no.
I mean, I would freak out too if I thought the whole world was run by a fucking corgi, I think it is, or some shit, or Shibu, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That type of small, fluffy, cute dog.
Imagine if it was a Chihuahua. I would really lose my mind. The whole world is run by a little asshole.
But wouldn't that also remind you of Taco Bell, which would make you just want to eat delicious food? No, but getting back to Silent Hill Elf real quick. Yeah, I mean, I think from what you've said, and also what I've kind of heard about it, from like the Silent Hill lovers forum and all that stuff.
Lovers in quotations.
Yeah, exactly.
Are any of them actually fans? Who knows?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I read every post, but it did seem like there was a lot of harsh comments about this game. A lot of it surrounding the combat.
I mean, the combat is the part I don't like.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a deal breaker.
But I think factoring everything in, you said it. I mean, six or seven sounds pretty fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair. It's not an awful game. It's a well-made game with interesting themes, beautiful graphics. The story seems interesting. I want to know more. And through my New Game Plus, it seems like I'm going to learn more based off of how some of the cutscenes have slightly changed. And if you go to skip a cutscene, it'll say skip new cutscene, hinting to you that, hey, buddy, you don't want to skip this. This has a new scene in it, or a new little Easter egg or thing that's going on.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I'll just skip the cutscenes and I'll get through it faster and get the next ending. And it was like, new cutscene? I'm like, nope, I'm not touching that. I want to see if I can find out what's different. So I'm not totally sure what's going on yet. I have some theories, but I don't know enough about what's going on to really talk about that yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, because I know when I played through Silent Hill 2, I was kind of confused. I mean, parts of it I could, of course, understand, but I didn't even, I guess for me, like, when I played that, I wasn't even sure, like, is this happening in the real world? Is this a dream? Is this, like, did you get sucked into, some sort of a demonic realm? And, I mean, you were able to give pretty good answers on all of that.
I watched a lot of videos. I got really obsessed. And then I replayed the game a bunch, and then I played the original a bunch, and I found every little thing I could.
Yeah, so, like, I know, like, when I would get confused, I'd come to you and be like, dude, I don't understand this, and you would, like, give a really good explanation. So, in this one, when you told me you didn't know really what was going on, I was like, wow, this must be a really confusing story.
It's not like it's confusing, it's that it doesn't tell you anything. Like, it tells you a lot, but it doesn't tell you anything. A lot of it's through her own, so the character keeps a journal, and you can read it from her point of view of things she writes about stuff. So you can kind of guess and gather based on that and the notes you find throughout the game, and if you read them all. But I don't understand it enough to want to talk about it yet.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be delivering
I don't
fake
want to be
news.
completely wrong or anything. I mean, I think what helps me understand things in Silent Hill in general is that I have a background in a lot of other things that have happened to me and to people that I know. So I get what happens with people and how they think more than a lot of other people might.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, a couple nights ago, got the Platinum in Stumble Guys, finally.
Platinum and Stumble,
Yeah, no joking around with that game. Well, like I told you, my daughter really loves watching me play that, so I started playing it for her, and then I started finding out this game's actually kind of fun. Surprisingly so, because normally, I see a game like that, well, it's not just like that type of game, that's part of it, like that type of game, usually I wouldn't be drawn to, but also the fact that it's a game you can download, with all those extras you can pay for on the side. Right. Usually there's just something about those games, I just don't usually like them. I feel like they're like a big scam, like just trying to get you with microtransactions, But with this game, I started playing and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. And I like the way it's set up with just, you have like a daily spin where you can win free stuff, and they have, constantly rotating challenges you can do.
That's how they get you. You just subscribe to every free game ever.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. Usually I don't like that, but with this, like, I found or maybe I enjoy it more than I thought, but, something about this particular game, maybe it's the fact my daughter's watching and cheering me on that made me really get into it, but it was really fun. I got the Platinum, so I feel like my mission was accomplished with that game.
Well, I'm glad you got it now because it's a multiplayer game, and if it falls out of fashion, then womp womp, there goes the server, and you can't play it no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you waited too long, you'd have never got it.
Yeah, so twice now I've got because I've only been playing it for, I guess, a month and a half or so, 2 months maybe, on and off with my daughter. And so I've gotten the master ranking twice, which is the highest tier you can get when you're playing for the competitive ranking stuff. So, I mean, well, the first time I did it, like, I thought, I haven't really played a whole lot of, like, online multiplayer like that. And
single player guy.
yeah, me too. So I thought, man, this is gonna, like, there's no way I'll even get close, you know. So I was just kind of playing for her, and I started to find, like, wow, I'm kicking the crap out of everybody I play against. I wouldn't say everybody. Like, I'm not saying like I'm invincible in the game, but like generally I was winning, you know. And so I was like, it surprised me because I was like, wow, like I thought that the people in here was going to kick the crap out of me.
I mean, they're all probably like 12.
That's probably part of it, true, but still. So then, like, I just kept on playing. And I got the master rank. So then I when that season ended and the next one started, because I guess they do it once per month.
Yeah.
I started, and if you get the master rank or whatever rank you end at, you get bonus points up to that ranking. So starting the next season's challenges, I got bonus points clear up until the very end. That made it a lot easier, so I did it. And just a couple nights ago, the next season started, so we'll see what happens with that. But you get a nice little a new skin if you get the master rank in.
I think you accidentally became a sweaty Stumble Guys player.
You're probably right, but it's addictive because, like, you know, I like trophies and stuff like that. So with this game, like, as you slowly earn more skins and stuff, I think it's kind of like right up my alley with enjoying earning, you know, I put in quotes, permanent things like that in a game that shows
permanent.
up. Yeah. Until they pull the plug on the server. I decided, well, I'm still working on Tactics Ogre. I'm on the very last leg of it, so...
I thought you were done with Tactics Ogre like a while ago.
No, not yet. No, it's... If you go through it, which with that game I got a little obsessed, and I tried to get all the special weapons and summons and all that stuff, and all the side characters, and going all the way through the Palace of the Dead, which is 100 levels. Or I think when you do it on Coda, which is like post game, I think there's maybe 140 of them. So like doing all that stuff really takes a lot of time.
Did you get Final Fantasy Tactics?
I did because
of course you did.
I am so. I've enjoyed Tactics Ogre so much. I was like, all right, I can't resist. I've got to do it.
I put Final Fantasy Tactics and the modded version, which does also support retro achievements, where they backported the PSP stuff like full motion video and some other stuff. They backported it to PlayStation, and I have that version on there too, so I can try it out.
Well, what's interesting about this is, well, back when Final Fantasy Tactics originally came out, I didn't like that kind of game at that point, so I never played it when it originally came out.
I'm still mixed. I gotta be in the mood.
Oh, so you did play it when it was brand new?
No, I haven't. I really haven't played it at all. But I've played games like it, and I have to be in the mood. Like, it's like Civ. I can't just I can't be like, okay, I want to randomly play Civ today. I gotta be in the mood for that style of game right now.
Well, the thing is with Civ is I'm in the mood for that kind of game at all times. At all times. I just love strategy and tactics, such as Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre. Tactics is in the name.
Well, I know a PS2 game you might like.
What's that?
It's called Goblin Commander.
I feel like I've heard of that, but I never
I had it when I was
played
growing up, and I played it. That was the first game like that I ever played. And I played it a lot when I was a kid.
Is it still good? Does it hold up? Or do we
No,
need to pop it back in and find that
I
out?
put it on there. I haven't played it yet.
Well, sounds like we need to find out together then if it still holds up.
It's closer to like what are those other games called? They're like the Command and Conquer or Age of Empires, where you have like little units and you have to like select all the units and then move all those.
Oh,
units.
real-time strategy.
Yeah, RTS. That's what they're called. RTS. It's an RTS for PS2.
Yeah, I love those kind of games.
But you move it. You're commanding a bunch of goblins. I think on an uprising out of a cave who were being like enslaved or something. I can't remember exactly. It's something like that.
So, so I got Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice or Ivalice, however you say it, Chronicles, and I was actually expecting it to be like different game, but like I thought it was just gonna be just like Tactics Ogre, but better. And it's it is just like Tactics Ogre, but different. And like, and I haven't played that much yet, but Tactics Ogre, like, while it's got a very retro look to it, in some ways Final Fantasy Tactics is kind of retro still too, but it's kind of more polished. It looks like graphics wise, but just the way that it feels when you play it, it doesn't feel as solid as Tactics Ogre. Now I put a lot more hours in Tactics Ogre and gotten kind of addicted to it and really acclimated to that style, but it just when you hit somebody in Tactics Ogre, like I feel like you can really feel the impact. With this, like it has more of a, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like a gentle kind of feel to it or a non-serious kind of feel.
It sounds like it's based on the sound design. Sound design and feedback is a big deal in games.
Yeah, and everything in Final Fantasy Tactics kind of looks the same. Like I look at like all the characters, like they all have the same sort of like round, smooth features.
When I started the first level, I couldn't figure out who the good guys were and who the bad guys were.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who I was supposed to be attacking. I mean, that could be on me. I'm just dumb and old. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping as I play it more, like it's going to start just clicking in my mind more. But with Tactics Ogre, like I don't remember ever having felt that way. Like even when I first started playing. But with this game, it's kind of like everything kind of looks the same. So I don't know. I haven't played that much, so I have to play a little bit more. But
the game closest I think to Final Fantasy Tactics that I played a lot of, I think, was the Shining Force series. Those games are very similar. I think Fire Emblem might be kind of similar too. There's another good
I think so.
And then another kind of strategy-esque game that I really liked was XCOM and Valkyria Chronicles. Valkyrie Chronicles. It's a very anime, like, I don't want to call it World War II style, but it's got like the same kind of weapons from that time period, like old bolt actiony rifles and like older tanks, stuff like that. Those kind of games I liked a lot, but I don't ever finish them. I play a lot of it, and I'm like, I'm really getting in the groove, and I like it, and I'm in the mood for it, and then one day I'm just like, nah, I don't really want to play that kind of game right now. Let's play something else, and I never come back. Or I come back to it many years later, so I gotta play it from the beginning again.
I'll be finishing up Tactics Ogre pretty soon, and I'll probably start getting more into Final Fantasy Tactics.
If you wanted to get your daughter into those kind of games, in the future, Mario Rabbids on the Switch, it's one of those, but it's like for beginners. It teaches you really how those kind of games, the style of games work. Yeah, I have it.
I didn't realize that was a tactical game.
Yeah, it's 100% a tactical game. It's just like, it's XCOM for children.
That is wild. I had no idea. Yeah, I totally want to play that.
It's kind of fun.
Most importantly, I want to play with my daughter. I want to see what she thinks of it.
It's a weird mix. I would have never thought that Ubisoft and Nintendo would want to make a game with a Rabbids and Mario. But it's kind of fun, and it's funny, and the Rabbids dress up as, like, Princess Peach and Luigi, and it's kind of funny and fun.
No, like, I never had any interest in that because, like, the Rabbids seemed kind of silly to me. And so, like, I felt like that was, like, too young or something for me. I don't know. It just didn't really appeal to me. But now you're telling me that, so then I've changed my tune, and I really want to play it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun. It was good enough they made a sequel. There's 2 of them, and they're both on Switch.
I think I watched a video for the second one. And I was like, this does look pretty cool. But I guess for some reason I didn't understand that it was a tactical game like that.
Yeah, it's simplified, but it is definitely... It's XCOM. If you've ever played XCOM, it's literally XCOM.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have played XCOM, and which I think is very similar to, was it Mutant Year Zero? I think. Like, if you ever played that. Well,
if it's like it, I like those styles.
Well, it might be something you want to check out then. Like, it's got a picture of like a duck and a crazy looking pig on the front. I mean, you can't miss it if you see the cover. But yeah, no, that's why that blows my mind. There are so many undiscovered gems I'm discovering all the time.
Yeah, I could probably do that to you often if I really feel like it.
Yeah.
I could do it for almost any system. Thanks for listening to NOMED and Brewski catching up with each other. If you enjoyed this, a part 2 is coming soon. If you want to support the podcast, please follow our social media pages and consider donating to the channel, and your screen name will get a shout out. Until next time, game on.